Today we will be looking at the Amy Jo Johnson, not the video of the nip slip that's still up on YouTube, intentional or unintentional, I have no idea. But we're actually going to be looking at her interview that she did with Adam Lupus. And let's dive into it. She talks about being in a cult, which I think he should have explored a little more. All right, so this is the Adam Lupus interview with Amy Jo Johnson. Let's run it. Now, he got like 20 seconds of intro. I was like, brother.
Power Rangers actually so I never got to catch Power Rangers as it was airing, but I have older siblings who got me into it. So I've always been a fan of the show, a fan of your work. And it's interesting that in 2023, Power Rangers actually celebrated its 30th anniversary. So congrats with that, first off. What made it such a big success? Many things, the superhero action, the relatable teens, the martial arts. Something interesting when I was rewatching some of the episodes, and I thought about it, I'm like, the morphing poses, they looked so badass, right? Obviously with the epic music playing, but then behind the scenes with all those hand movements and the dramatic gestures, like, did you guys ever just crack up behind the scenes filming that, like in front of each other?
Oh my God. Yeah. I had a lot of reality checks while shooting that. I think those are my most vivid memories are like being in pink spandex and looking at David or Twee or somebody and being like, what are we doing? I don't even remember the poses and all that stuff. Like sometimes I go to conventions and someone's like, oh, you do the pose with me. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I have to like learn it from them. It was so long ago. Actually, who knows a lot is my boyfriend who wrote the Power Rangers, The Return with me.
Yeah.
We went back and I hadn't actually seen the show, to tell you the truth. When I was an actress, I would never watch my work. It was sort of a thing that would make me feel a little bit insecure, I think. But now as a director or as
you think she never watched her work? I mean, I know there are a lot of celebrities who say like, oh, like Harrison Ford, like, yeah, I never watched any of my movies. Like none of the Star Wars. You're like, nah, man, none of that shit. Indiana Jones, you're like, nah, I never watched that. I show up, I do my part, and I leave. I'm like, bro.
Stop the cap.
But Amy Jo is taking the same approach.
The writer of a comic book. Like we went back, we watched a bunch of episodes, and so that was super fun. I hadn't seen them.
Is there times you ever watch?
Yeah, guys, if you don't know, Amy Jo Johnson's boyfriend actually co-wrote The Return.
Watching an old episode and think, oh, I could have done this differently. Did you ever have those moments or no?
No, I mean, no, I never had those moments when I was watching with Matt, all the episodes. It was more of like missing moments, missing Twee. Losing Jason is so.
All right, ninjas, for all you thirsty, starving ninjas out there, she is taken. She taken. They're going to love of her life right there. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what's this. You know what I'm saying? Let's put it up there for y'all. He got you. There go our boyfriend. I mean, I don't know who these people are. Boyfriend, hey, hey, turn that camera off, it's time. You know I go, man, I go. But yeah, she taking fellas.
Fresh, so seeing Jason on screen, realizing how, like, Twee was a really good actress. In the moment, like, it was so long ago and we were so young, like, I didn't realize how good she was when we were doing it, because I never really watched it, It was my first job as an actor.
Talking about the behind the scenes, about the morphing poses, was there any other fun behind the scenes moments that, like, when you watch the show, you go, oh my God, I remember this happening, and behind the scenes?
Oh yeah. I mean,
anytime I see an interview with a cut, I'm like, hey, what the hell they cut out? I'm always skeptical when I see a cut. I'm like, what was cut out?
Again, with JDF, he was a huge practical jokester. And so those moments, or even just the dynamics that we had, or me and David Yost, who's one of my best friends in the whole world, like we used to like bicker a lot, or like, I just like remember moments of getting like the giggles and not being able to stop laughing, or I don't know. I had a lot of fun. I always think of it as like my college. I went to acting school in New York for, I don't know, a year. And then that was the next thing that I did. And it was, I mean, that's the age we were at, you know, it was like we were in university. Kind of. You also have a background in gymnastics, right? So back in the day when you were doing Power Rangers, was there any like moments? Because I read online there was like some moments that could have went horribly wrong. Like, I'm not sure how true these are, but like almost getting caught on fire, almost getting electrocuted. What was going on in your mind doing those? The
set was like mad.
Could have almost went horribly wrong. Like, did that change the way you went about stunt work after?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it was a non-union show.
Like everybody, like man, every time they go up there, they be like, "Yo, that is a non-union show," and you like, "Okay, non-union show." And shout out to my man John C. gifting that membership. Salute to you, man, John. But they're about to show the scene where I guess she almost got electrocuted,
which I didn't really know too much. I had literally just gotten to Los Angeles 6 months before when I got the job. So we were put in a lot of very precarious situations. Me and David Yost, we in switching places an episode, the machine.
Right here. So I guess right here. Oh gosh. This is where they almost got electrocuted or set on fire. And I believe she attributes this to being a union show or maybe just not having a proper electrician on set.
Actually caught on fire. And we were in the machine.
Oh my goodness.
When it caught on fire. So that was a little dangerous. One time, when we were doing Turbo, we had to swim in water. And I remember getting out because it was lunch. So everybody got out of the water. And then one of the lights fell into the water. And it wasn't a light that could fall into water. So that nobody died. Everybody's okay. But things like that were happening because it was non-union and it was like, I think, rushing. And we shot 6 days a week.
Oh, wow.
It was a lot. Yeah. I mean, I remember vividly one time being up in my Megazord.
Now, the crazy thing about shooting 6 days a week is the whole idea that, you know, they were using stock footage. And for all you ninjas wondering about the whole water scene, like, so if they're using stock footage, like what was I want to know what was that shooting like outside of, outside of when you're like not in costume per se. When you're just filming the tag-alongs or whatever. But here is, I think, the water scene right here that they talking about.
What's happening? I
don't know. So right here, she's saying, hey, one of the lights almost fell in when they were not in there.
This should do it.
There go your boy ASJ.
Trying.
Yo, the ADR man is wild, but that's the scene she's talking about. But let's get back into the interview. Let's not drag this thing out.
And looking out and seeing the grips, I was dating one of the grips and electricians, and I'm like, do I share this or not?
Yeah,
well,
share
pot's
it.
legal now, but I'm not a huge pot smoker. Yeah. But that particular day, I decided to smoke some pot with the electrician.
She decided to what? She smoked weed? Amy Joe.
Say do it again.
In the grips. And then I got in my Megazord with my outfit on, and I just remember having the craziest reality check. And I was like looking out and having to like be like,
I'm high, guys. I'm high. I'm 21. I'm high. Look, the grip was a hitter with some of that devil's lettuce. Yeah, I'm saying.
I don't know what I was saying. I don't know. Something about my hair or something. And I'm like, what is my life? Who am I right now? This is so. I never smoked pot on set again.
It's also interesting because of the
You believe that? Maybe she didn't, right? Maybe she did.
show. It did have a low budget. You mentioned it's non-union, right? Despite that, it did become so iconic. But there's also a fun fact. I'm not sure if you know about this. You definitely do, though. Because of the budget limitations, the actor who played Zordon in Power Rangers, he was filmed in just one day, and they just basically reused footage of the entire, like throughout the entire show. And they just
I think he was paid like $150 or something. He's still like tight about that ish to this day.
The dialogue didn't really sync up sometimes. Is that true? Though they just did that whole his part in one day.
Yeah, you can't even really see his mouth moving, right? It's just that big tube.
Yeah. I didn't know that was.
And I don't know if you knew this. Most people do. That half the show, especially the first 2 seasons, was footage from the Japanese show because it was first a Japanese.
Yeah, I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that there was. So you're saying there was some scenes that are intertwined with parts of that?
Oh yeah, the first 2 seasons at least.
That's why I'm like, if the first 2 seasons, I mean, all the action scenes were, I believe, the Japanese footage, and the only time they had to film was like the out of costume shots.
At least the first 75 episodes, and so we would shoot half of it. So we would shoot when we were in high school or fighting in the park or fighting, and then they would cut to the existing footage. Heinz Bond, who was like the executive producer, the producer of the show, he had discovered this show in Japan. And so, oh, wow, he had the rights to it for a while and he tried to sell it around and then he finally found a home for it at Fox Kids. I probably have the story all wrong, but the trajectory. But anyway, it went something like this. Actually, Stan Lee had the rights to it first and then couldn't find a home for it.
That's right, guys. Stan Lee was the original owner, or the original American owner, of the Power Rangers IP, but he couldn't find a home, and then Haim Saban picked it up, and I believe some lady at Fox took a chance on it, because without her taking a chance on it, we would have never got Power Rangers over here.
I think I did read about that. Yeah.
And then Haim Saban got it, and he just in his head was like, "Oh, okay, if we shoot half the show in Los Angeles with kids, and then take half the show and put it together," because it was a very famous show in Japan.
You brought up Stan Lee too. I wonder what it would have been like if he came on board and like
what that would have been cool, right?
I wonder what do you think would have been different if he was on?
It would still be going on till this day. He probably would have introduced new Rangers, new powers, taking the story to greater heights, as opposed to, I believe, like they just kept borrowing from the IP, and I don't think they never evolved it per se. It was always the same formula, and I get it. The formula that Himes used to make $1 billion, that shit worked. It worked, for crying out loud. So you like, well, Henry, it worked. What should we do? I'm like, we made $1 billion. They got lazy. So as a result of them getting lazy, I mean, it lasted for 30 years. It's pretty much the same formula for every season.
I don't know.
I
can't even think about it.
I'm thinking maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't want to speculate, but I have no idea. It was a crazy time. And what, did the show just end? I mean, how many generations of Power Rangers have there been? A lot.
There was so many shows back then in the 90s that like they were so popular back then, and then they didn't end up going anywhere after, or people my age or younger forget about it. But this was so iconic, where I feel like it's even growing more popularity now, more than ever.
Do y'all think it's growing? I'm not sure it's gaining more popularity. I think it's like the rise right before the fall.
I've been wondering about that. I just started doing conventions within the last 10 years. I think the first one was around the first time I was doing my first feature film. So I've stopped acting and I'm writing and directing now. And I did an Indiegogo campaign, and it was funded by people who I realized were now adults, who were kids watching the Power Rangers. And the love and support and loyalty from these kids who are now adults, probably like your brother, is so...
Montyverse in the chat? What the hell? Oh, man. Margaret Loesch. She gave us Power Rangers and X-Men. Thank you, Montyverse. Hey, make sure I go... Hey, can somebody post this channel in the chat? Make sure I go sub to my guy, Montyverse, who's actually out here doing cons and shit. Getting invites as press, I believe, hosting. Some people, they get a little butthurt when they don't get invited. But Montyverse, that's not a problem for him. So go subscribe to my man Montyverse out here, and thank you for that little tidbit right there. You know what I'm saying?
Cool. And like, I'm so grateful for it. And it does seem to, like, I don't know why. In the last 5 years, it seemed to have gotten more popular. I don't know why. Maybe I think
because we mentioned like the kids that are
I think the Toku stuff is getting more popular. The Kamen Rider or Kamen, well, let me say Kamen Rider. I'm gonna have a bunch of little Toku ninjas up in my chat, like, it's Kamen Rider, guy, get it right, or whatever. But yeah, the Toku, everything over there, that's all we have left. Like, if you want to show, hey, you better get down with Kamen Rider. Hey, you gotta get some boom, 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 boominger. Look, guys, don't kill me for it. Or fan films. Because in America, it is...
They're now adults. They now have kids. And like, now with social media too, right? So those kids are now, but maybe, they make those like edits on like TikTok or YouTube or whatever. I've seen them, right? So you never know. That could be a big thing as well. And just thinking because I think people my age, especially younger, we're very infatuated by the 80s, the 90s. Like I don't know why, it just is a thing, even though we didn't live in that time period. But I think it's like, we look at it like it's like a time capsule, right? Oh wow, that was from the 90s, and it's such a cool show, which it is. But like, they just knowing that it was from before their time. And and you have to, like, honestly, like, for a non-union show, for a show that had a low budget, it was very well made. The storylines were epic. The writing, the action scenes, everything put together. That's why people... You
might be glazing just a little too much, little bro.
Well, everybody, why they love it so much.
One of the messages that I hear a lot at these conventions that I love, that is really cool, that I didn't know was happening at the time when I was doing it, is that a lot of kids who were like bullied when they were a kid, or they were going through divorce or something was going on in their lives, we were their friends. Like we were there constantly.
That's the truthful
after
statement.
school, before school, whenever they would watch the show. And we became like, I don't know, like a part of, I almost feel like I was like that generation's babysitter. And so there's like this special bond. And so when I'm at the conventions and meeting people,
we trauma bonded. A lot of people trauma bonded with Power Rangers.
I love hearing their stories, and it really, I find it very touching. And I feel blessed to have that as like sort of part of my karma in a way, without even, like, that wasn't my intention when I got the job.
And when I watch movies or shows, it's like when I watch Harry Potter, for example, it's like I always wish I was, or not even I wish, in a weird way, I watch it, I'm like, I feel like I'm with them. It's like I'm going through their journey. Similar with Power Rangers, you watch it, and it's like you're not even like thinking like, oh, I wish I was with them. Or it's like, no, it's like, wow, I'm going through what they're going through right now. It's like, you know, it's like they can hear my struggles. They hear me. They hear me out. And plus, you guys had such a good, strong bond on set. You mentioned obviously Jason, David Frank, who.
Now, before we get into that, shout out to my man Angel Pest, who actually lived in Japan. He said, look, man, when I lived in Japan, my Japanese friends didn't understand Marvel and DC, but Super Sentai and Kamen Rider is huge to them, okay? Huge, like Donald Trump, huge, okay? Yeah, man, that's their Power Rangers, right? That's their thing. And I think Ultraman too, right? Ultraman's out there.
Everyone loved so much. I've seen videos of him at conventions. He's so funny. Like, he was so funny, and just the stories he had. But, you know, you could tell he was so passionate about what he did. He brought such a good energy. You did obviously an amazing tribute to him I saw on YouTube. It was amazing. But working alongside someone like that who took that role and was so passionate about doing Power Rangers, how was it like working alongside someone like him?
I had so much fun with Jason. You know, he was a little bit younger than me. I think he was 19 when he got the show. I was 21, turning 22.
He hit her with that age ain't nothing but a number. Yeah, I'm saying that's what he told her.
And his passion, he came in like maybe 5 or 6 episodes after we started.
Yeah.
And he was very, like, he hadn't gone to acting.
Like, when it come to Ultraman, me and my daughter watched the movie, but she just couldn't get into it. I thought it was dope. But I'm like, I don't know. It's a tough sell. Especially with the whole like soccer thing. What was it, soccer or baseball behind it? The baseball theme behind it. I was like, all right, injured baseball player. Okay, I'll buy it, I guess. It might just be for older kids though. That's what I think it is. Ultraman may just have a maybe gear for the older teenagers, perhaps.
In school, he was a martial artist. He had never taken an acting class, I don't think. I don't know. But it was all very brand new to him. But the passion that he came with was really infectious. And his like sense of humor, I did another TV series called Flashpoint, and there was an actor on there called Hugh Dillon. And Hugh is in a rock band, and Hugh's a rock star. And they reminded me of each other a lot. And they had a lot of similarities. And JDF to me was a rock star. Like, he had that rock star mentality. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fearless. Like, one of the funniest stories, I've told the story before, but we were all on set on these ATVs, and we were outside the studio shooting and filming, and they called cut, and all of a sudden Jason just like flies off on his ATV, like up and over the hill and gone over the horizon. And we're all just like standing there like, and the director's getting upset, and the first AD is like, where is he? And it's like 15 minutes go by, and then all of a sudden you see this ATV come flying up over the hill, and then he comes back. Like, that's Jason.
Well, it's funny. In the show, he was also kind of like that. He had that spontaneous energy, and in real life, he had that as well. So I think that's
now here is a little something for y'all. For, you know what I'm saying, the late JDF. Him and Amy Jo out there.
Kimberly, I was 9 when the show came out, and I was one of those kids who actually had a crush on him. I've never heard that before. But anyway, yeah, and then when I saw, you used to, or you still do?
Hey, you gotta call him out.
25 years ago. Well, but because when I saw that kiss, that I got my heart broken. When we kissed? Yeah. Did you see?
Was that on the screen or off the screen? You saw that kiss. You know what I'm saying? You like, hey.
You look at you through the camera when I was concerned. It was the first time I ever experienced it.
Were we related or something? I think I remember that day. We had a kiss. Were we in the car? Were we in the car?
Well, it was.
dojo. We know what I'm saying. And shout out to my man A for the dono who says, Amy a cougar. I don't blame for the, I mean, I guess, is she a cougar? But, you know, you glaze if you got a chance. You know what I'm saying? You glaze if you got a chance. Everybody know JDF clapped them cheeks. Or alleged. No, actually, someone came on stream and said, yeah, he clapped. Shout out to Robert Nace. If you watch, he was like, yeah, man, that shit happened. I don't know why everyone act like it didn't. I was like, wait,
hey, yo, what the fuck?
You just dropped that bomb on us. And if you don't know who Robert Nace is, he worked with JDF at one of the schools that he had, the dojos.
That's what made the fans fall in love with him so much because of that reason. And I read that he was only supposed to be in a few episodes at first, right?
Yeah, but they loved him.
They loved him,
I
right?
think he really found his home within.
Oh, no. A is dropping some facts. Her boyfriend is 15 years younger? What? What? No way.
I am a nasty woman.
Oh, Amy Jo, 15 years younger. Wait a minute. Wait. How old is Amy Jo? She got to be like, what, 50 something? I mean, so she got a 40-year-old boyfriend, 39-year-old boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, Amy. You know what I'm saying? The double standards, boy.
The show and Power
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Rangers and then even later on after leaving the show and through conventions and meeting people who love the show and his love for karate. And it really was in like a really beautiful way, I think, his life. Like it was like he really embodied all of that part of his life for his entire life. From 19 on, you know, it was kind of a cool thing. Yeah, he was a real giver in that respect. I remember during the pandemic,
Hey, notice how she lights up like a Christmas tree when talking about JDF. I know her boyfriend watching this shit like, hey, man, hey, you get a little too excited over there.
I just remember all of a sudden he was going to comic book shops when we're like supposed to be locked down with his masks. And he was doing I think the pandemic really hit him hard where he couldn't have that communion and he couldn't see people at conventions. So he found a way to like do small comic book shops, which was super helpful for comic book shops because they were struggling a lot during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was a cool guy.
Yeah, and speaking of comic books, actually, I was going to get to my next question too about your comic book, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers: The Return. It's got its 4th installment recently released. How did you handle the challenge of staying true to its legacy for this comic book series while bringing something new to the story?
It was so fun. So I wrote it with my boyfriend, Matt Hudson.
Yep.
And
so here is JDF briefly talking about the PPP Power Ranger Protection Program, not the Austin St. John scam the government plan.
And he'll kill the audio. I'll learn to film with Bat in the Sun. I always learn if I can get audio. Man, that'd be great.
Yeah, actually, I don't think he talks about
so
it.
My first question is the Power Ranger Protection Program.
Yep.
How did you come up with the idea and what got you rolling with it?
Well, there's a lot of small businesses out there, including myself, that when this whole thing happened, there was something called the PPP, which is the Payroll Protection Program, that a lot of businesses, tried to get and they weren't able to get it. And then I love comics. I started a comic collection when I was young. Actually sold that comic book collection when I was 18 to buy my first karate school. So it was kind of my comics were my way into becoming an entrepreneur. And so I thought, PPP program, I had to think mentally how we can do this to be safe, to have some kind of human connection without people waiting in line, without all this crazy stuff. So I thought Power Ranger Protection Program. And I thought the best way to do it, I've been on my bike, probably did about 3,500 miles.
Yo, XQC talking about me on this stream. Clip it.
The shop, pick up the shop, or shops that are in need. I just show up for free. I raise money.
What we talking about? He got a new update?
Guys can get their stuff signed or not. I just get a chance to meet people. 6 feet apart. The way it works is you come up, you'll just get a number. And, I had a family in San Antonio grab a number at 12. It was like number 200, and they didn't see me till 8. And I apologized because they had a baby. And he said, no, don't apologize. I mowed the lawn, I cut the grass, I fed the baby. And then you get a 10-minute alert, and you're like, hey, it's time to go meet JDF. Super safe. We're all taking pictures at social distancing. And right now during the pandemic, I think it's really, really important to have this mental connection with people. I do a lot of stuff online. I'll do one-on-one cameos. It's just the vibe between me and you right now, 6 feet apart. I can feel it. It's like instruments coming together and feeling the energy. So many nights of not sleeping and thinking, how can I help comic shops? Show up, it just feels so good. I show up, doesn't cost me anything. I see fans, raise money. And the last shop, left with a couple $1,000s, rode off in the sunset and said, thank you very much.
All right, so there go him talking about what he was doing with the PPP Power Ranger Protection Plan, not the Austin St. John Scam the Government Plan.
We actually had the idea to write it. It was during the pandemic, and the 30th anniversary was coming up, and they had asked me to be in the 30th anniversary. And at this time, I took off the acting hat 10 years ago, and I am fully focused on writing and directing. And so that wasn't for me being a part of it in that way as an actor. But I had an idea of a story. It was about Olivia Hart, about Tommy and Kimberly's daughter.
Hey, let's just clap it up for the goddamn return, bro. The return was so good. Oh my God, it was so good.
And I was telling my boyfriend about it, and we both were like, oh, maybe this would make a really fun comic book. So we reached out to Boom, and then that's how it got started. But it became my gesture to the franchise. And imagining, like, what if those original Rangers had stayed together? And what if they didn't break up and there was no other seasons of Power Rangers? Where would they be now? So that's like where we started with creating the story. And then, then just had fun creating characters and what happened to everybody over those 30 years. And I feel like I love the comic book, and I feel like people have really responded really well to it. And it was a really fun journey and a very challenging one, I must say, co-writing it with my boyfriend, and not in a bad way, but I've always written solo, and to co-write something with somebody.
Don't let Aaron see this.
You keep talking over me, then I can't answer, and why am I here then?
That's two different brains creating. It's like
Strife with 2 months. Let's go. Yeah, Strife, I see you, brother. I see you, brother. Hey, I know I shouldn't be promoting Strife the Warrior, but post this goddamn channel so people can go sub.
It's tricky, but we did it, and we learned a lot of how to do it.
I feel like it's important though to do things that you're uncomfortable. It goes with everything in life, because that's how you grow as a person and as an artist, as anything you're trying to do in life. Because if you just stay doing something you're always comfortable with, you're never going to grow.
Like that, yeah, we definitely grew.
Yeah, well, I'm sure, as you say, it was a fun experience. It probably brought you guys closer together, and you guys learn off each other too. You guys both have your own strengths to bring to the table. I think that's what makes it also really unique.
And Matt's dream has always been to be a comic book writer, where the comic book world is very new to me. Mm-hmm. So that was really cool to see the doors open for him in the comic book world, which I love. By the way, October 30th, I'm going to do the reading of issue 4 with David Yost on my Instagram Live.
Everybody tune into that. Make sure to tune into that.
Awesome. It's really fun. We've done issue 1, 2, and 3, and we're gonna finally read issue 4.
What time will you be doing it at?
We're gonna do it 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Perfect. So I'll be joining as well. You'll see me on.
Oh, good.
I'm so excited. Yes, that's gonna be awesome.
He's such a good sport. He wears wigs and everything. I don't know if you've watched the other readings that we did.
It just seems you guys are all kids at heart. You guys were kids when you did it, and still obviously young now. But I'm saying you guys still have that childlike persona. I feel like, I don't know, whenever I watch your stuff or anything, I just get that vibe.
I love that. Yeah.
Aw, hey man, he is glazing hard, bro. She got a man, boy. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Dust, you know what I'm saying?
Got money.
10 memberships sponsoring the stream. I appreciate you, Dust, man. Your video's next.
Yeah, I think my daughter would say the same thing. The trade paperback for the return comes out December 15th. So it's all 4 issues in the trade paperback.
Oh, perfect. That's awesome. Yeah, so that can be good for people for Christmas gifts, right?
Yeah.
Your final single is set to release on your birthday. Are you going to celebrate both? Like, what's going to happen on that day for you? What does that look like?
I'm going to actually be at LA Comic-Con.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but when I was picking the days for when to release each of the songs, so Fly By Fairy Tales was August 19th, that I released it on Spotify and all the platforms. And that's a very special day to me. My mother actually passed away on that date, August 19th in 1998. But then also my goddaughter.
Man, I'm not laughing at her mother passing away, but they're trolling me.
Lexi Jade, who's an amazing musician, you should check her out, was born on that day, like 10 years later. Yeah, and then Sunlit, which just came out last week, was September 17th, and that's my father's birthday, and he passed away about a year ago. And then then I don't know. And then I was like, oh, well, I'll just release the last one, Still Here, on my birthday because I'm still here. And I'll be at LA Comic-Con. So I'm not sure what we're doing that night, but my boyfriend has some stuff planned. But I think it just felt like the right place, the right time to release it.
Have you ever done a Comic-Con on your birthday before or no?
I don't think so.
So I wonder what, like, are you thinking about what the fans are going to be doing and stuff or no?
I didn't even think about that. I don't know.
And actually, I know I just thought about that right now because you mentioned on your birthday going to Comic-Con. I'm like,
so she talked about a cult, right? Let's back it up. I don't think y'all caught it.
My mother actually passed away on that date, August 19th in 1998. But then also my goddaughter, Lexi Jade, who's an amazing musician, you should check her out, was born on that day, like 10 years later. Yeah. And then Sunlit, which just came out last week, was September 17th. And that's my father's birthday. And he passed away about a year ago. And then I don't know. And then I was like, oh, well, I'll just release the last one, Still Here, on my birthday because I'm still here. And I'll be at LA Comic-Con. So I'm not sure what we're doing that night, but my boyfriend has some stuff planned. But I think I know
what he got planned.
It just felt like the right place, the right time to release it.
Have you ever done a Comic-Con on your birthday before or no?
I don't think so.
So I wonder what, like, are you thinking about what the fans are going to be doing and stuff or no?
I didn't even think about that. I don't know.
And actually, I know I just thought about that right now because you mentioned on your birthday going to Comic-Con. I'm like, can you imagine? Because obviously everyone knows, like the diehard fans too. They all know your birthday's that day. They're gonna probably come with some, like, I don't know, who knows, balloons or something. I don't know. That'd be interesting, right?
It's gonna be everyone and their mama showing up to say happy birthday, all that good stuff, man. So it's gonna be a great day for her to do a con on her birthday, as she should.
I don't know. You know what? I didn't even think.
You didn't think it through, did you?
I didn't. Well, the LA Comic-Con I love this convention because I get to see old friends. I used to live in LA and I've done it. This would be my 3rd year in a row. And it's usually December 1st, which is my daughter's birthday.
Well, she got to keep saying boyfriend and let y'all ninjas know y'all have zero opportunities, zero chances with her, okay? That's why she keeps saying boyfriend. Let y'all ninjas know. And shout out to Matt Fisher who says, Henry, why are you such a hate monger? Man, look, man. I'm so many different things, man. I'm mean. I'm a bully. I'm misogynistic. I got people saying I'm a stalker. It's like, oh my goodness. And I just be chilling. Me and my daughter, chilling. You can catch me at Chuck E. Cheese. I'll show y'all after what I'll be doing at Chuck E. Cheese.
Which is funny. And so, nope, this year it's on my birthday.
That's interesting. Yeah, and also the title too. I found it really interesting. Still Here. You also mentioned, like, yeah, you're still here, but it's
still here. It's my birthday.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a statement of strength and resilience, right?
Yo, this guy is like, I mean, sure, strength and resilience. I give him that, but like, Jesus, brother, Jesus.
Here, it's on my birthday.
That's interesting. Yeah, and also the title too. I found it really interesting. Still Here. You also mentioned, like, yeah, you're still here, but it's
still here. It's my birthday.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a statement of strength and resilience, right? Kind of similar to what we were talking about earlier about Power Rangers and everything. But has it, like,
oh, this is an old interview. God damn it, this is an old interview, guys.
So you've always been that light for others. Who has been your light in dark times?
Oh wow.
Great question, by the way. Great question.
First person that just jumped into my head was my sister. Yeah, okay, sorry. I almost cried. I'm not gonna do that. She's pretty awesome. I love my sister. She's like, she is a bright light, that person. She's one of the most positive people I've ever met. So there's her. And then in the past 16 years, my daughter for sure has been a buoy in hard times.
I guess recently her daughter's name is Francesca or whatever, and they call her Frankie for short. Frankie, huh? And look, A is catching on, man. Shout out to A, like, yo, he had Amy blushing. Yeah, man. Like, women love to be complimented. Even if you don't have a chance in hell. You wanna make a woman's day, give her a compliment. Just be like, oh man, you look so good in that pink, girl. That necklace is really contrasting with your shirt, bringing out the highlights in your face. You look so young and vibrant. You're glowing. She'd be like, oh my God, Henry, stop. My boyfriend never say that. I'd be like, hey, better chill, Amy.
And my boyfriend's pretty awesome, pretty great. Matt.
Look at her, boyfriend. Like, look, every time she say boyfriend, take a shot.
Hodson, who co-wrote The Return. It's been 6 years now with him, and that's been a real
6 years. 6 years, guys. 6 years. Well, we got a 7-year itch thing. I don't know. You never know.
pretty cool blessing in my life as well, because he's a pretty calm guy, and yeah, and that's been new to me. His demeanor is very he's very funny but very even, and that's been really cool to have that in my life. I feel like I have a really special.
What does he keep cutting, man? I'm like, bro, one, like, obviously this interview was filmed a while ago. So I wonder, did she have like, hey, I get final approval on what you could put out about me, or maybe her company, or, you know, whatever, because I'm seeing a lot of cuts. Someone said 6 years, no ring. Look, marriage is dead, girl. It's dead. It died, Cayenne Pepper. It's over. It's over. Ring the bell on it. You the last of the Mohicans. But I wonder why this guy released this interview. Maybe I could reach out to him, get him on the show. I want to see if he come on the show. Like, you know, he'd be like, I don't know, Henry, man. I see how you moving out here. I can't get that David Yost interview if I come on your show.
Relationship with my daughter. We have similarities for sure, but we're very different. She's got a math brain. Like, she likes physics.
That cannot be me. That's not me.
Not me at all, but at all. And I think I was a bit more wild when I was a teenager, because I don't know if you knew this, but I grew up in a religious cult. And so when I was 15, my mother left that cult, and then I just like went.
There we go. Ding, 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 ding. This is our cue, guys. Yes. Amy Jo Johnson grew up in a religious cult. Now, I happened to did extensive research on the cult or whatever. And when I tell you, her mother is actually featured in one of the episodes. I believe this is her mom right here talking about the cult. Like, was it the Community of Jesus or something? I forget the name of it. It's out in Massachusetts. But let's see if I'm right.
But while hundreds say they've found spiritual fulfillment here, growing numbers of former members describe the Community of Jesus as a kind of religious prison camp.
You were screamed at, you were humiliated, you were punished.
I can't recall if this is her mom or not.
I was told that all I deserved was hell.
As a new sister, it's like being a piece of raw meat. You know, they're going to work you down until you submit, you know, until you have no will left.
These are serious allegations. Suzanne Uten, formerly Sister Claudia, has started a new life in Oklahoma.
It's going to be brought up at dinner.
Called together at all hours of the day and night.
Dinner time was just horrible. It was a horror show. It would be, you'd sit down and wonder what was going to be brought up at dinner. And there was always something that was, somebody got ripped apart. Somebody was in tears at every dinner time.
Former Sister Samantha Hamilton first began to grow disenchanted.
A formal group.
Now, this lady right here is like fucking evil. This lady is like, no, we're not a cult. We're just a family and shit. You like, hey man, I don't know about all that shit. But I did a video talking about how Amy Jo Johnson grew up in a cult, and there's her mother right there. And people quickly pointed out, like, yo, you had her mom on screen talking about the cult.
Feature already written, but that's my baby.
And I'm like trying to find
what happens typically with these organizations. Ain't none of this, y'all not.
Oh, there we go right here. Community or cult. I believe this is her mom. Yeah, there we go. Chris Johnson, short for Christine. She was in there talking about like, yeah, you know, it is a cult and this and that. Hold on, let me see if I can find the timestamp of it, of her talking about it being in a cult. Where is it at? Where's it at? Oh man, look at me, man. This is what happens when you don't prep. And I'm trying to desperately find it because when I researched it,
The community of Jesus on Cape Cod. More than 300 people living and worshiping on the...
We actually just gonna have to play play my clip of it, because that is probably the best part of it. When you like, wait, y'all were in a cult? She's like, yeah. Was this removed or something?
Be watching you, and we gonna make sure y'all get along, because we need
sin, and we were to all write down all of our sexual sins.
Bro, this is like some Handmaid's Tale stuff. Like, hey, if you here, you have to be.
Yeah, look, man, when you in the cult, you got to get them cheeks clapped. It is what it is.
Ain't none of this. Y'all not be getting along today. Hey, we gonna be in the room. We gonna be watching you, and we gonna make sure y'all get along, because we need babies.
I was a monster.
And we would receive absolution the next morning. It was like, oh my God, this is the last private place of my life that they have finally entered. And I think for me, that was the beginning of the end.
I believed that Mother Kay and Mother Judy were direct messengers from God. They had a direct line from God. And anybody they put in authority had a direct line from God, because they got it from Mother Kay and Mother Judy.
Bruh.
Steve Masson is a nationally recognized expert on cults. He has interviewed several former members of the Community of Jesus and believes...
Bro, anyway, you see her mom was in a call. She talked about it, you know, sexual sins, and you ain't talking about that until, you know, you got to get them cheeks clapped. Them the rules. All right, let's finish up the interview.
Crazy.
Before we do, though, shout out to my man John C. for the dono. Cults aren't all that bad. What? What?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
What, John? John, he trolling. John got to be trolling right now. He like, nah, let me troll a little bit. Cults aren't that bad, but they do sometimes requires things. Amen, amen. I say to you, we are a family too. Look, yeah, we are a family. Look, I know I joke about us being a cult, but I ain't like, I ain't trying to, you know. Look, man, some of that cult stuff, look, it's coming full circle. I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm trying to get out of it. Like, yeah, we are a cult, but there's no cheek clapping required to join the cult or being in the cult. Okay. And that's all I got to say about that. I don't need the FBI light. FBI, open up! So tell me about this Henry cult. I'm not a cult monger, but yeah. People accuse us of being a cult. Maybe I lean into it a little bit too much. I mean, but they just jealous. They jelly. They peanut butter and jelly. Get my head started. What, Francis? You bit? Oh, man.
Love of my life. Yeah, that brother's starving. Yes, sir, brother.
Francis, are you busy? February 14th, 2025. Matt got time for you. Got time for you. And he says, oh, God, that was a typo. Stupid typo. That's not what I meant, Lo. Like, what? What? Getting my head started. Like. I think he meant getting my head start, not getting my head started as in like dropping neck. All right. Okay. Let's hope. Only one can hope. Only one can hope. Or maybe he did mean it like that and just was like, you know, like, I'm gonna just see how she reacts. I'm gonna just see how she, you know, if she like, oh, head started. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You do that. You do that sometimes. You're like, I'm gonna just throw a filler out there. I'm gonna say it's a typo. If she react positively to it, I'm not gonna say it's a typo. If she react negatively to it, it's a typo. Anyway, let's let Amy Jo finish strong.
I really rebelled I had a lot of fun in my teenage years. I'm surprised I'm still here.
Translation, a lot of fun.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. And I think my daughter's a bit more careful than.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, we are 100% not a cult. Okay. I'm not saying this under duress, okay, or anything like that, but we are not a cult. All right. I know we got a cult song, and the cult you may join the cult through Discord. But we not a cult.
Than I ever was. She's pretty great. We're very, very close.
That's good. No, that's good to hear. Family to me.
Hey, she had a Mason charges like me?
No pun intended.
No pun intended. And I think my daughter's a bit more careful than I ever was. She's pretty great.
Okay, Amy, I see you. I see you, Amy. Look, man, she honorary Resilient Army member.
Right. We're very, very close.
That's good. No, that's good to hear. Family to me, I don't know if it's my Italian nature, but family to me is number one, always. That's how it is.
Yeah.
So,
and more so for me as I'm getting older. Like I've traveled so much in my life on my own. Like I used to go to Bosnia and I went to Africa. And, like I used to love.
Hey, shout out to all the black people that's watching that have not been to Africa. You know what I'm saying? She went to Africa before you. What that say?
Going on these like adventures and travel and volunteering and then last year I did Aberdeen Convention in Scotland, and I got there 3 days early to just go on an adventure, and I was like, why am I here by myself? Like, what am I doing? Now all I want is for Matt to be there or Frankie to be there, or, you know, like
Matt or Frankie, as in like now you look, man, put on your conspiracy theory hat, right? Put it on, not your Romano Productions types conspiracy, but just a little bit. What are the odds? Jason David Frank, right? Love of her life. You know what I'm saying?
Love of my life.
She has a kid by who knows the father of that baby. Who knows where he's at or what he's doing. Looks like she got full custody. Names the kid Francesca. Nickname Frankie. Okay.
It's like the time in my life right now where family is so important to me right now. I just want to like make memories with other people.
Yeah, guys. I mean, she's like 55. Like, you don't want to be alone. You know what I'm saying? You be alone, then you be crying on the phone because you lonely, you know.
It's all about making memories. It's like how we talked about earlier about Power Rangers, right? You have those memories to live with for the rest of your life. And I think keep building them now. I think more than ever, you know, just being like the state of the world too, just how everything is, you know, you gotta be with people who are the light in your life. Otherwise otherwise you'll just feel alone. You feel you have nobody. You have to surround yourself with like-minded people who have the same drive as you, but also people who make you a better person.
Okay, man, he cooking a little bit.
I've dealt with people who I don't talk to anymore, but like I always felt like I wasn't myself when I was hanging out with them. And I feel like now it's but you have to go through things like that in order otherwise you won't learn. You have to go through shit in order to go through the good.
Yeah, everything you just said. You're very, very wise young man.
I'm actually
Hey, he like, hey, I heard you like I'm young. Oh, shit. All right, let me stop.
Yeah, I mean, in my past life, I must have been like almost like Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda. That must have been me.
All right, bro, come on, chill now. Chill, not Master Oogway.
And also, I was gonna say, sometimes you have to make an effort, and sometimes you have to like step out of your comfort zone to create that in your life, to let go of people, and then to make the effort with people who do make you feel good.
You were the iconic Pink Ranger with the pterodactyl as your symbol. But if you were to switch things up, what color and what animal would you choose now in your time of your life?
Oh, now
that's a decent question. Softball.
For some reason, Zordon came to me now at 54 years old.
What would he say?
What would he say? He'd say, I'd say, do I have to wear the spandex? I don't know. It's not going to look the same. But maybe I would.
Hey, we still need to see it though just to make sure it's not going to look the same.
Do red. I would be like a chipmunk.
For me, I'd be a pig. Like
Ninja, nobody care about what you would be. What the hell? A pig. Okay, guys.
One of those like baby pigs because I'm obsessed with them. I follow this account called Cutest Pigs. I'd be a pig, and I think I'd be blue.
Hey, yo, what the
A blue pig. I'd be a red chipmunk.
There you go. Hopefully,
look, if we get him on the show, we got to ask him about this pig shit.
One day we can fight crime together. There you go. The blue pig and the red chipmunk. There you go.
I like it. If you want to know anything else that's going on in my life.
All right. That was the end of the interview. She plugged some stuff. But overall, you know, I would say this is a solid interview. What would y'all guys rate it out of 10? I would say like an 8. I mean, he could have asked a little bit more hard hitter questions. Go give my man a sub. We'll give him a sub. but he's doing it. Hey, he got how many subs he got? 17,000. Yeah, I'm saying, like, he been around. He been in the game. He been in the game since 2020. 852 videos. Is this his most popular one? Shout out to Adam Lupus. Popular. No, man. He got some good. He got some bangers. 209K right here. I guess he a Danny Trejo fan. But, you know, shout out to him doing his thing. Got the Amy Jo Johnson interview. Maybe I can reach out to him, get him on the channel, see if you want to do an interview or something. But what do you guys think of the Amy Jo Johnson interview? Let me know in the comment section. I'll see you next video. Peace.